This story is about a young woman named Dunc, who encountered the hatred of another and still turned around to take care of that woman's child after she walked away and left that child, claiming that Dunc had taken away her baby's father, even though she came and saw her. How cruel can it be to leave a child on another woman, leaving your responsibility behind, and say that that woman took away your man when it is you that gives up all and walk away? That child cried day and night for his mother, even though she was not the only one that took care of the child. He grew to love her so much that it caused some to maltreated him, but Dunc always looked out for him, making sure that he got all that he needs. He was where she was right through his basic school years after graduation. He then went to another parish to be cared for by someone else because the father was living there. But it didn't matter where he was, Dunc would be there even if it was to look for him and return home the same day. Sometimes it was so difficult for Dunc, but she did not let all of that get in the way of loving and caring for him. He then moved to a different parish where he started primary school. Everything was going well for about the first 3 years. The child's love for Dunc never changed. He then moved again to live with someone else, and everything was going well. I visited him as often as I could, and then I started encouraging the father that he needed to let him see his mother because it was her child, and it doesn't matter what, that will never change. It takes years of encouragement, cause I told him that she was his mother already. He then moved again to live somewhere else. Everything was still going well. Dunc visited him as often as she could, but then realized that the child's love for her started to change. She tried the best that she could, but things were just getting worse and worse. Dunc's love for him never changed. He was there until he graduated in grade 6, which Dunc encouraged the father to let the mother and him go, and one of his sister. Even though he didn't like the idea, he let them attend the graduation, which was the first time that she was going to take part in anything for the child since she left. Dunc was the one who chose the school for him to be placed, and he passed for one in the parish where Dunc was living, and that was how he ended up back at Dunc. By this time his love for her had changed completely. He pretended for a while, but when he couldn't take it anymore, it started to show that he did not love her anymore. By this time, Dunc has already convinced the father to let the mother visit him. On one particular day that stands out in Dunc's mind, the mother came to visit the child, and she brought groceries for him. At the time, it was Phil, another child, and Dunc's child that she was looking after. Dunc's child wasn't the problem, cause she knew that the mother did not like her, so she did not expect her to like her child either. But it was the fact that another child was there, and she stepped past Dunc at the back door. She just walked and went to the child's room and packed out the stuff that she brought for her child, and the other child was standing right there looking at her doing what she was doing, and she never even offered her a snack. Dunc could feel the tears from the child, how she was feeling. All that she could do was to call her and embrace her and let her know that everyone would not be as kind as her, but it was okay not to worry. She then got her a snack and told her that it was okay to eat that, which she had with love than with hatred. The child was happy again and went playing. Phil's mother was there with him until she left. She never changed Dunc a word in English. After that day, relating what happened that day to Phil's father, she said that no matter how Dunc pleaded, he would never allow her ever to come there again. She pleads that they will blame her for everything, and she couldn't afford that. All her pleas all went in vain. After a while, Dunc finally convinced him that if he didn't want to let her visit, ask her to show up for functions and visit his school, which she never did. Dunc put him through counseling sessions to see if things would change, but it didn't. Phil got worse even in school. He did not care about his grades, he just did anyhow. But Dunc was determined to let him leave with something. Phil started complaining that he couldn't see the blackboard, and that was why his grades were dropping. So Dunc went to the entomologist in another parish to test his eyes. The glass was expensive, but she went into a 3-month payment plan and paid for the glasses without the father knowing, and he got the glasses. The grades were still dropping, and she complained to his father. He started going to the school as well to see if things would be better. The teacher said that she needed to talk to the parents about his grades because she knew that he could do better. So the father stepped in, and the teacher said that he needed glasses, so he told her that he got a glass months now. And when asked what he did with it, he said that it is in his bag. The teacher couldn't believe. He said that he didn't wear it because the children were laughing at him. So he didn't wear it. The father tried his best to suffice all that he said that he wanted in whatever way that he could. Even when Phil was to sit for end-of-school major exams, he hid the receipt to pay for it. And a good teacher that Dunc was close to asked how come he didn't see Dunc at school, and she asked to do what? And he replied to hand in the payment slip for the exam. And tomorrow was the due date. Dunc knew it was sudden, so she couldn't ask the father for so much money so suddenly. So she set out early the next morning to collect the slip at the school, went to the bank to pay the money, and returned the slip to the school to pay for all 8 subjects that Phil was doing. When it was time for the exam, and he thought that he would get something on her, that she didn't care. It fails. His name came down on the list to sit his exam. He was mad. In the summer after the exam, and I was cleaning up the room, I found the exam slip he had hidden in his books. How cruel could he be trying to sabotage himself, thinking that it would hurt Dunc? When it was graduation, he didn't inform her, but she was invited. She didn't want to go, but her father said that she earned it. And for the first time, that was when his big brother talked to her at the graduation. She made sure that he fit the part, and with all that, when everyone was happy, he behaved as if he didn't. It was his brothers that propelled him to take pictures with Dunc. Not even his graduation certificate that Dunc paid for, also with the help of the father, Phil did not let them see. He hides it. When he got the major exam certificate, I asked him for it to copy, and he copied it himself and gave it to Dunc. Anyway, she didn't make a fuss about it. He went on his holiday and came back. I don't know what he had expected, but he came back worse than he left. Dunc had registered him in an institution without him knowing. He came just the day before school opened. He was in his room, lay in bed. It was about 8 a.m. when Dunc walked in with the payment receipt and told him that he had orientation at 9 a.m., which left him no time to argue, but to get ready and leave. He was so vexed even when he came back. Phil rants and carry on to himself. He thought that he had won again, but Dunc was one step ahead. And keep your heart clean in all things. Hatred doesn't pay, it destroys. To be continue. Hit that notification bell and like and subscribe for more.